It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Dr. Joanne Frederick. She's in the building, and she'll be talking about entrepreneurship and self-care. Self-care, is that even possible for entrepreneurs? We're going to find out. What's going on, Doc? How you doing?
I'm doing great, feeling grateful, thankful for being here, thankful to you, your producers, all of the folks I have in my corner, coaches. I'm just thankful to everybody.
We're thankful you're here, and thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Without you, we don't have a show, especially deciding to select to watch this during these very challenging times that we're living in right now. So thank you so much. We appreciate streaming into your home. Let's jump into it. I know some of you are going to read her bio. We'll get into how famous she is later. Some of you are already at her website. I understand that. But here's the question. Entrepreneurship and self-care. I don't want to sound like I'm being sarcastic here, and I don't be insensitive, but self-care, everyone talks about that these days. What exactly is self-care from your view of the world?
Yeah, I like what you said because some people are saying that word self-care is overrated. Why do we keep saying it? What does it mean? Just like you just asked. Self-care means how are we taking care of our mental health, pretty much. And the self-care, what are the things that we are doing to survive? We are currently in a mental health crisis again. And so what are we doing? So just to give some ideas of what self-care is, how much sleep are we getting? How much socializing and staying connected with friends and family? How are we nurturing our spirituality? Are we going to places of worship? Are we praying? Are we meditating? Are we going outside and taking in the fresh air and breathing and looking in the sky? Are we monitoring the movement with our bodies? Are we walking, stretching, working out? Are we paying attention to what we put in our bodies? Fruits and vegetables, and we are monitoring the amount of alcohol intake and any other substances. That's what self-care is, just to give examples.
Well, you said it so well, and ladies, we'll get into her background in a moment. But it sounds easy to me. I guess the question that someone might have right now is, Shay, Dr. Joanne, ask her, why are people struggling then? I mean, everything you said makes sense. Yet, why
Yeah.
are people struggling to have self care in themselves in an age where it seems to be more easy than ever before?
Yeah, that's a good question. And you're right. It sounds easy, but the reality, it is not. We need other people to engage in self-care conversation, self-care things to do, tips and ideas, and even sometimes monitoring and motivating. Because here's the deal. When it comes to depression and us feeling sad and unmotivated, when we are unmotivated, that's what makes self care so hard to do. It's so hard these days because we're also preoccupied and concerned and worried about the future. We're worried about the political climate we live in. We're worried about um, losing our jobs or we lost our jobs. We're worried about education. We're worried about finances. That's number one worry that people have. So thus it's harder to take care of ourselves with this self-care. You've heard these things before. This is not the first time. And so that's the reason to answer that question.
What do you say to the person that's listening and saying, Shay, let her know who we are first? I mean, okay, I'll let her know. And then I ask the question, which is, how does someone take care of all their responsibilities without feeling guilty with self-care? The audience, so you know, a number of them are dualpreneurs. Okay, Dr. Joanne, they work a full-time job and they're full-time entrepreneurs. Some of them are husbands, some are wives. Some watching right now have kids and their kids have schedules. Some are like myself, they're caregivers. Don't worry, I'm gonna let them know who you are. Some of them are saying, wait a minute, Shay, let her know I'm involved in my community. Okay, I got a lot going on. Someone else saying, wait, Shay, people are dependent on me in my faith community. Shay, people are dependent on me. I don't have time for self-care. And when I do, I feel guilty. Now, this is not a counseling session, ladies and gentlemen. All that's what she does. So here's the question: how does someone take care of themselves and not feel guilty when they have so many responsibilities?
Yeah, so they have to remind themselves, and I'm going to remind you if you don't know. If there is no you, all of these responsibilities will fall along the wayside. So knowing that is a motivator that you got to take care of you first. And so in the time it takes to wake up and take care of the business and the job and the kids, the first thing is to take care of you. And that is as simple as praying, doing some meditation, grabbing a glass of water, drinking the water and taking your vitamins and any prescribed medication. And that could be medication for physical health, medication for mental health, prescribed medication. And so that is how, and you got to again remind yourself that is if there is no me, there is no children, there is no husband, there is no business. So I have to be responsible for taking care of me. But if there is a lack of motivation, some other things going on that is not as easy. Now you need assistance. You need to talk to somebody and get some tips. So one tip that I could leave you all with and share is it's okay to have a calendar. And everything you do is in that calendar, in addition to a things to do list daily, where you're writing down what you need to do. But also, when the end of the day comes and you did not hit everything on that list, it's okay, letting go of that guilt and that shame that it's okay you didn't get to everything, but that helps take care of what you need to do with along with taking care of yourself.
I love it. That's spot on. And somebody says, Shay, I'm cooking right now. Someone right now saying, Shay, I have the podcast. I'm listening to it. I don't know who this person is. I hear Dr. Joanne. Sounds like she's right on the mark. But what's her backstory? Like, who is this person? And what was the backstory that led to her doing what she's doing now? I think that's a reasonable question, Doc. Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, since y'all thinking about that, let me tell you right quick. So, who is Joanne? Why am I here talking about this? Joanne is just a young lady who was a child at one point. And as a child, I come from a background like most of us. When we talk about mental health issues and self care, you're not supposed to talk about that stuff. My family is from a Caribbean island, Trinidad and Tobago, and like most families, mental health issues, and I'm talking about like serious mental health issues, run in my family historically from back in the country that my parents were born in. But my parents were wise enough to know that this stuff is genetic. And many times we have things that are in us genetically, and that could be from diabetes to schizophrenia, bipolar to high blood pressure, but it takes environmental issues to bring it out to show itself. And so my parents, knowing that about our family history, was talking to me about that since I was about 5, telling me when you get older, take care of yourself, protect yourself. When things in life is not happening, and I need to say it in a Trinidadian accent so I can, get that connection with the audience. In their Trinidadian accent, they will say, honey, don't worry about problems. Let it go. Talk about what's going on, what happening. So I was 5. I didn't know what they were talking about. But by the time I was 13, 14, 15, I saw family members who had mental health issues that are no longer with us. Some of them died by suicide, and the family members that listen to other family members. Hey, something's going on with you. You're not waking up anymore. You're not going to work. You're not taking a shower. You're talking to yourself. We need to get help. And when they let go, let God, and they say, okay, fine, let's go get the help. They got professional treatment, talk therapy, medication, and sometimes a combination of both, and they are alive and doing well today. So when I witnessed that as a kid, when I was about 13 or 14, and I decided I wanted to be um, a psychologist or a mediator or a counselor, I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I wanted to help people. And when I took my first class, Psychology 101, I knew that this is where I want to be because we can survive mental health issues, number one. Number two, there's this stigma. There's still a stigma that if you something's wrong with you, they're going to say you crazy, so nothing's wrong with you. Don't get professional help. And so that's the story. That's why I'm here, to let people know that professional help works. I'm a living testimony, but also education. I work with people doing one-on-one counseling, family counseling, group counseling, writing books to help people cope. And when they listen to their loved ones and the professionals, we survive. I'm a survivor.
I like the part that we survive. You're so authentic. You're so genuine. Thanks a lot. For the person that says, does Joanne have one, two, or three steps if I'm with someone, a family member, it could be a friend, and they're really struggling with self care? How can I be supportive? Or I say a little differently. What are some of the best strategies or techniques that I can do to support someone as they're trying to go through self care or mental challenges? And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a counselor, but I'm a friend. I'm there. Any suggestions you give? And you out there watching, you may not be the person who's going through something, but you might know someone who is. And that's one of the things Dr. Joanne can be very helpful with is giving you those ideas.
Yeah, thank you for that. So the first thing is, the one thing that you can do is take care of yourself first. Because many times we might be looking at somebody like, oh, they need to do this, they're not doing that, but what are you doing? So we have to set the example. And when we know that we're taking care of our mental health, and taking care is the first thing is talking about things that happens, talking about that secret that thing that has happened to you or you did to someone else. It's a secret. You're holding on to it. Talk about it. But then with that other person, this friend, this family member, talk about your journey. Hey, look, I suffered from depression. I suffered from X, Y, and Z. I experienced this trauma and I held it in for a long time, but I started talking about it. I talked to a good friend. I went to a therapist and it worked. I'm looking at you. You're struggling. And I'm telling you my story because it worked for me and I want to help you. So this conversation starts with you. What have you done for yourself? Like, how are you modeling the behavior that you want somebody to do? So, a good example, let me talk about addictions. Let me talk about substance use addiction. I can't be drinking and getting drunk and smoking and getting high. And I'm telling you, hey, look, you need to stop drinking. You need to stop smoking. Like, I have to really look at me and my behaviors before I can really help somebody else. So that's how we can help other people. We help other people by helping ourselves, and then we're helping the community by sharing examples, giving tips. And another thing that's really important is listening to that person. That person wants to be heard. They want to share their story without interruption, without judgment. As a counselor, one of the first things we learn is to listen without um, jumping in and saying, oh, that happened to me. Let me tell you about the story. We listen to what we hear, and we also listen to what people are not talking about. So me as that good friend, you as that good friend, those are some of the things that we can do to help somebody else learn to listen to them and invite a conversation of them sharing what their concerns are.
Well said, by the way, man. Thanks a lot. That really gives it not only perspective, but gives us something tangible that we all can do. We all can do this, by the way. You know, it's a great segue to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks that are tuning in, you tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know what I'm about to do. In fact, you can go ahead and say those magical words right now. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you, by the way. And then for all the other folks who are joining, all the new folks who are joining for the very first time, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show family. We're glad that you're here. Thanks for choosing to watch this. Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny that past is, the past no longer equals the future. So, my question for Dr. Joanne on the other side, and we'll find out, maybe she's never had any failures, I don't know, we're going to find out, is when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what goes through your mind? And then, was there ever a time in your life where there was a challenge, a setback, And if so, how did you bounce back from it? Maybe your life's been perfect. If it is, just say, "Hey, my life's been perfect." We're fine with that.
Man, nobody's life is perfect. My life has not been perfect. So today's my January 1st. I would start in the here and now. What is it that I wish I did well, I'm doing today? Well, first I would say it's normally exercise. I want to exercise today. Well, guess what? I did that today. So I can't include that in my January 1st today. But I would look at things that I need to do that I didn't do in the past and I could start over today. So, for example, for me, the area of concern for me is relationships. I've been married more than once, I've been divorced and married again. And so, what does that mean for me? So, number one, the reasons why we've gotten married were not for the reasons that people should get married. And so, I would start over with my own voice and not the voice of my community or my religion or my background. So what that looks like, I'll give an example. When I was coming out of college, I met a young man and we dated, but we also wanted to have kids. But our background as Black people, as Caribbean people, as people who are Christians, are that you can't have a child or even sex without marriage. So yeah, we was having sex. Yeah, put that out there. We were, but we wanted to have a child, so we knew that we had to get married in order to have a child. I don't think that's the reason why you should be getting married, but we were young, we got married, and quickly that didn't work. But we had the child. We had a beautiful bouncing boy that is now a young man doing well. But that's not the reason to get married. But what was programmed in my head and his is, yeah, that's why you get married. And so the second time, another program, well, you get married because, I don't know, you got pregnant and so you're supposed to get married. Those are the things that I would start over with and kind of listen to and maybe talk to people and learn, like, what are other reasons that people get connected in a marriage, and also reasons and how to stay in a marriage even through tough times. In my case and in other women's case, sometimes, like, if there is some type of abuse going on, yeah, you do need to leave. You need to leave. Um, but that's the area for me that I would kind of go back and learn, slow down, listen to the people. We always hear elders saying stuff. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm doing it this way. I'm going to give an example. When I was in college and I wanted to get married and have a kid, one of my mentors, that was an older man, he said to me, look, don't worry about having no kids and stuff. I need you to get your doctorate degree and finish school, get a little older, and then worried about that. And I remember in my mind, I was like, who's he telling? Please, I'm going to do it. I could do everything that I want to at the same time. And I did. I got married, had a kid, finished school, all at the same time. But listening to my mentor, could I have done it differently? Should I have done it differently? I don't know. I know it is what it is now, and I'm happy everything is the way it is. But the question was, if you started over, like, what areas in your life maybe you would do something differently? I do believe that children and relationships are a blessing, and it may not be how we planned it or how we wanted it to be, but in the here and now, it is good and it is where it's supposed to be. I say that God had plans for us. It's not your plan, but it's His. And we got to trust the process. And I did. And we're here.
Trust the process. I love it. By the way, I love the energy. I love the wisdom. Someone's watching saying, "But Shay, she has that crown on her head. What's that about?" I know. I know. I should have said that. Someone's saying, "Shay, what's that sash going across it saying Miss Prince something?" Let me slow down, okay? Let her step back, talk about what the crown is and what the sash is and why it was so important for her to participate in something that allows her to help so many, I'll say, young girls and older girls and little girls and big girls all over the world. Talk about it if you would.
Thank you. You're funny. You got me laughing over here. So, the crown. I'm wearing a visible crown, but I want to remind everybody, men and women, you wear a crown also. The crown represents who we are in terms of our self esteem, self confidence, building ourselves. And the crown represents royalty, loyalty, all of that. But for me, the visible crown that you see represents, I am currently Miss Prince George's County, Maryland, corporate America. Recently, I competed with other women that are sharp, got it going on. All of us are CEOs, business leaders, community engagers, authors, all of that good stuff. But we competed for the crown of Miss Maryland. Corporate America. Corporate America is a brand that came out of Florida, and I gotta give a shout out to the partners and the owners of Miss Corporate America, which is a young black people, Miss Anissa, and who created this vision. And the vision actually allowed a platform for women who are leaders in their community to shine and show what they do and learn more how to brand themselves, their business, how to gain more leadership skills, but also networking and bonding with other sisters. Now, for me, another thing for me, I'm into hair, nails, and fashion and makeup. And it allowed me to like, that's okay, put beauty and brains and put it on stage, what that looks like. And so I bought it. I bought it on and I became first runner up and most photogenic. But also, we do have other women representing different parts of Maryland that was in the competition as well. And so that's what it means to me. And I notice also when you wear your crown, our crown. For me, again, it's physical. People tend to listen more. They want to hear more. They feel motivated and they are encouraged. And so I'm wearing the crown for 2025 to continue servicing the community, speaking to young women, um, old, short, big, bold, kind of like how you described Shay. Young in terms of age. I was in a school the other day. These little girls, they were like 5 and 6, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, a queen!" And they wanted to hear my story. They wanted to hear where did I go to school and where am I from. But I also use it as a platform, a conversation starter to talk about mental health, our mental health, giving tips to young ladies and women how to survive mentally within their business, within their homes, within their communities, but also within serving other people as well. So that's what this whole crown and this whole sash represents.
I love it, man. Said so well. Said so well. Thanks for being a shining light to many others out there. You know, one of my favorite questions to ask when we have a few minutes, and we have a few minutes now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? Now, I'll frame it for the audience so they're kind of clear. I'm going to ask you to come off the mountain with the 10 Commandments here, okay? And you probably read more books than you can even remember these days. Probably watch more videos than you can probably recall, along with mentors. I mean, 10,000 hours. I mean, I think I do that with my thumb in a couple of days these days now. So I've watched a lot of videos. But if you had to step back and say, you know what, Shay, I've been given a lot of advice, but here's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given. What is it, and why is it so important that you want to share it with us?
Yeah, so the best advice that I've been given, and I have it in my book, Copology, is let it go. 3 words, let it go. Many times in life, we try to fight things that's above us, out of our control. And when we let it go, and then some people add, let it go and let God, we kind of give up and we go with the flow and we just trust the process. And we let go of all of the anxiety that's happening and some of the depression that has happened. So let it go. Don't fight it. We can't fight everything and we can't win everything.
I like it. What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, running around doing what you're doing these days. What do you do for fun these days?
I like to listen to music, particularly calypso music. I like to hang out with my family, my kids, parents, their kids, cousins, and I like to socialize. I'm always talking, laughing, telling jokes. I have a brother, he's older than me. He's like, why are you always playing around? Aren't you a therapist? Shouldn't you be serious? I'm like, that's the point. I'm serious at my work and I'm serious with people and I'm not working right now. I'm telling jokes and I'm having a good time. That's what I like to do for fun. I like to travel as well, within the United States and outside of the United States. Love it.
I love it, by the way. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can folks best connect with you? Where should they go online if they want to stay in this conversation and be a part of your community and follow you? What should they do?
Yeah. So tell me your first question again, because
The
something
first,
popped up on my
yes,
previous
sure. Absolutely. The
app.
first question was, are you looking to take on any clients in your business these days?
Yes, I am. I'm taking individual clients and I'm also doing a lot of group work where I'm getting people together virtually and in person. And there's a group topic. And I'm leading that discussion as a clinician. And then again, I'm taking individual clients and also clients, couples, husband and wives, boyfriend and girlfriends, and just people together. And so, how to reach me? There's a couple of ways on email. You can email me at Dr. Joanne, that's DrJoanne, at jflcounseling.org. And then I have a phone number that you could text me to, well, text to me, 301 And then I also have a website. My book is available on there. The email address is on there. The website is www.jflcounseling, that's counseling.org. That's the best way to reach me.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. And since we're so close, so local, like one county over, I'm looking forward to connecting with you again soon.
Yes, please, let's meet face to face. Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
And thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show, by the way. And so I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, by the way, whether you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming, or you're going to that next level of success, the one thing I believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name hasn't changed. Still Che Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. We out here. Thanks a lot, Doc. Peace, everybody. See you on the other side. Bye bye.